was kind of your diagnosis of this past game? What did you make of that lines up?
I thought the effort was good. Thought we played okay. Were areas that we could have improved. The biggest thing I thought going into the game that I thought we did a nice job of was Louisville's defensive ends. They did a nice job all week, whether we watched on film, just taking the inside. Like tackles were overset, they would take the inside. So the times we didn't have our best pass sets, we're still inside out on the defensive ends, made those guys run the edge or run the hump. And so the times we didn't have the sets we wouldn't have liked or we may have gotten beat on a set, we're able to make the guys run the edge, and Kevin was able to scramble and escape. So that's what allowed for us to not give up any sacks on the day because of that. But all in all, I thought the third and short fall by the 4th and 1, not converting, that's inexcusable. That's uncharacteristic of who we've been this year. We've been really good in short yardage situations. And just overall, I thought just could have been more consistent in a run game. Still got the result we wanted. It's always nice to leave a game feeling like you left a lot on the table and still get a win. And the effort was there, the focus was there, the concentration was there. And sometimes when you play good teams, it's easier to make more mistakes. And that's kind of what we saw. Louisville was probably the best defense we'd played up until this point, and they forced some mistakes upon us as well. So we're still growing. We're still evolving as the season goes. But all in all, we're heading in the right direction.
You mentioned some things that you want to improve on, but at least from the outside looking in from the BYU game to now, it feels like your group's taken some pretty noticeable steps forward. Do you feel that as well, and how have you seen kind of the progression just over these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just we've got some consistency as far as who our guys are or getting the guys in the right places. I think that's probably been the biggest thing. We kind of also know who our identity is as an offense, what we want to be, and it allows us to kind of dial things in and focus our guys in a little bit better. So it allows us to be better teachers to our guys. The effort's always been there. The focus has always been there. It's maybe a guy wasn't in the right position, or this combination wasn't the right thing, or we had such a wide focus that we couldn't teach the guys the way we wanted to. I think it's a combination of everything. They're just kind of all coming in play. The bye week after the BYU game was also really good for us because it allowed us to dial it in and put our focus that much more on who we wanted to be and which direction we wanted to go. So, the improvement's been there. We're happy with where we're at, but hopefully we can make the same type of improvement after this bye week that we made the first one.
There was a lot of talk before the season, playing 10 conference Power 4 opponents and sort of the toll that might take on the trenches. You're now 4 games into that stretch. How would you say your group is just holding up overall? And then also with the way the bye weeks work, how has that helped you just with the 3 games and then the bye?
Yeah, the schedule's been tremendous with that. Knock on wood. We're in a good spot right now. But I think you also look at it. You just go from take the starting 5 that played in the Louisville game. Savion Byrd played at Oklahoma, so he knows what that workload's like. Logan Parr was at Texas. He knows what the workload was like. Ja'Kai Clark played at Miami. He knows. Justin Osborne's at Auburn. P.J. Williams came from Texas A&M. So those guys come from that expectation. So not saying like Ben Sparks has been here the whole time and he's fine. I'm just saying that it's our guys' lens is not as, oh, wow, we're going Power 5 as what you think, because those guys came from there. So to those guys, it's not anything out of the normal or out of the regular. They just see it as, oh, these guys do A, B, and C on film. How do we block A, B, and C? How do we execute what we're doing on the film? And if we keep playing hard and play the right way, then that's going to allow us to more than likely stay healthier than if we didn't.
That first bye week, how much of it is physical versus mental, what you guys are working on developing that you feel like kind of showed through the last couple of games?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we saw early on was guys were pressing. Guys were over-eager. You saw, like Justin Osborne's a great example. You saw on film, Justin was looking for every block to be the greatest block ever. And it was almost like a baseball hitter coming up and trying to hit a home run every pitch. And it's like, yeah, it's good you hit a home run every now and then, but you're striking out a lot right now. And I think that's what you saw across the board was, and I think you come into the year and you have these expectations, and we do have a lot of talent back and all those things, and the guys feel that whether they sense it or not, they press a little bit on film. And you saw guys like Justin just try to just make every block as if it was going to be the greatest block ever. And what you saw was, man, let's just block them first. Let's just get a hat on a hat. Let's block them. And then every now and then the pancake will happen. The big block will happen. And we always talk about, like, it's very similar to a dog, like a dog at a dinner table. You have a dog at a dinner table, and the dog sits and just looks up. And what does it want you to do? It wants you to just give it a little bit of a crumb. And that's what we need to do as blockers. Like, let's just get a crumb today. Let's just block the guy. Let's handle the movement. Let's make the calls. Let's get to good communication. Let's get a hat on a hat. Let talented guys like Brashard and Junior and those guys work. And then every now and then you drop your plate on the table and the dog gets a feast. And it's the same thing for us, is every now and then that defender reaches or he gets off balance and boom, the pancake happens. That's the feast. And I think we were trying to get a feast when it never presented itself early on. And we just needed to just get a crumb and just let's get a hat on a hat. Let's play with good fundamentals of technique. Let's play under control. Let's settle down. Let's just take a deep breath and relax. It's all okay. The world's not going to end. World War II was a must-win. Wasn't TCU, but it was important. So no, I think that's the biggest thing. Is just getting perspective, relaxing, understanding that what we do is important. But like, let's just do our job. It doesn't have to be the best ever. It doesn't have to be the best block ever. Just do your job. Everyone collectively come back and say, I did my job, and we'll be okay. And I think that's what we've been able to do.
With that being said, does it make you happy when you see your O-line set up a 60-yard touchdown run for quarterback with nothing but space?
Yeah, and I think that's what you saw. I mean, if you look back on the film, there wasn't one of those 6 guys, including Son Eby, that made this devastating big-time block. It's just everyone made their block, and that's what it takes. Like, they had all 6 guys mugged up in their gaps, so collectively across the board, all 6 guys have got to win their gap, and all 6 guys won their block, and one linebacker fell of his gap, and that's why the seam happened behind Ja'Kai and between Ja'Kai and Logan. So again, that's a good example of what we're talking about. Is no one had a pancake block, no one made this big time block. Everyone just did their job, and because everyone did their job, good things happen.
That mentality also is the O-line got named to the Joe Moore midseason honor roll today.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Reaction to that?
It's the first time I heard it. So, no, it's well deserved for those guys. I think the biggest thing that it's just a testament to the hard work they're putting in. Like, obviously, like, it's up for the Joe Moore Award to decide why they put them on there, but I do think they're doing a nice job as far as working together, communicating, getting a hat on a hat, doing things the right way, and it also helps to have good skill players like Brashard and Junior and Kevin and those guys that when you do give a crease or a hold, that they make the most of it. So all that's a team effort. It's just like a sack number. If we don't give up a lot of sacks, we probably get too much credit. If we give up too many sacks, we probably take too much blame. So the Joe Moore Award's no different. It is cool that it is more than one person that's recognized when you talk Joe Moore Award, but also that's a team effort that goes to what we're doing as an offense and as a team.